can't stop for the sun from shining.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me for the Savvy Sagittarius November Horoscope. Well, there's a few things happening this month. We have a beautiful little thing called a minor grand trine with Mercury, Venus and Jupiter. We have a less beautiful thing in a sense called a T-square with the Sun, Saturn and Uranus. Okay, so both these patterns are impacting your chart this month. And we also have a lunar eclipse on the 19th. So I will talk about these in depth in a moment, but just to briefly explain for new people, I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. We'll have a look at your horoscope in depth, and then I'll do a psychic clairvoyant channeling, if you like. Just whatever comes into my mind's eye, I'll tell you what I see. Okay, stick around for that. Let's go to the board now and have a look what these cards have to say. And do bear them in mind because often they come up in your horoscope. It's like the cards reflect the elements of the horoscope. If you're new, subscribe and be alive. I would appreciate that. Okay, so the first card for the first half of the month. Okay, now I don't want. I'll take that one. No. Let's go with that one. Okay, all right. Closing my eyes now. What do I see? Trees, family tree, the tree of life. Okay, so you might be feeling more vital this month. It's like the energy's flowing more, and so you can probably get more done. There's also something here about ancient Egypt. If you have a past life there, you might become more aware of it this month. The priests and the priestesses of ancient Egypt in my mind. So this could be something to do with your intuition or your spiritual life. And there is a lot happening here in your 12th house, the house of the goddess, I call it, the house of spirituality and the subconscious. The card that comes up is the King of Pentacles. This is somebody who is quite masterful with money, okay? He can also be quite generous. And you'll see here he's wearing a very sort of dark purple colour, which is sort of like aubergine, reminiscent of the colour of mature grapes, you know, Shiraz or Cabernet or whatever. This is about the third eye, basically. This dark purple colour relates to the third eye. And so, although he's dealing with money, he has a sixth sense for money, okay, has intuition. So you wouldn't normally think of the King of Pentacles, a very earthy sort of energy, down to earth, practical sort of person. You wouldn't think about him being, or her being, psychic or dealing with spirit. But in order to be successful, yes, there's an X factor. It gives you the edge over, you know, somebody who doesn't pay attention to their intuition. Anyway, this one, the King of Pentacles, is likely to help you with your financial situation this month in some way. Someone could come into your life that can give you some good advice. And if you don't know anyone like this, search within yourself, in your actual DNA. There will be somebody somewhere who is good with money who can help you. But it is time to take a bit of a reward if you can manage it this month, because it's like there's been some hard labour or done the hard yards, and so a reward is deserved. Okay, so that's the first one, King of Pentacles. Now let's have a look, Savvy Sag, for the second one, and we'll see what comes out for you. Let's go with that one there, sticking its head out. Okay, what do I see? Yes, a lot of green again. So growth, opportunity, trying to grow different things in your life. Maybe you're thinking about actually planting seeds and growing vegetables. I've got to go down. I've been trying to go down for a week to get some seedlings, but yeah, never have time. I really have to make the effort today and get them because I pulled out all my lettuces, so I need more lettuce. And so too, you might be thinking along those lines, growing your own food. I would really encourage you to do that, especially with all of the shortages that are happening. We really haven't had many shortages in Australia, but yeah, they're on the increase. The card that comes out is the Ten of Swords. This indicates the end of quite a difficult situation. It could be a relationship that you thought was, going to last for some considerable time. It's like a misfortune, or maybe there's some sort of pain involved. There's a lot going on with your subconscious, so it could be coming up from a previous situation. Action needs to be taken here. She's wearing red, okay? But even though this imagery is quite graphic, I want to encourage you to be hopeful and optimistic, because there's a lot of butterflies coming out of this, a lot of new life, a lot of new growth. Butterflies go through all sorts of trauma to get to be a butterfly. They're locked up, they're limited and restricted in a cocoon for a good part of their life before they actually break out of the cocoon and spread their wings and fly. So to you, if you're going through this situation, and although it's not pleasant, don't hide your emotions. Be aware that your emotions serve a very valuable function, and they actually help you become more spiritual. Okay, they're like a primary way that we can access spirit. Going through the head is a very slow way to do it, and you can just think your way around things all the time, justify it in your mind, and it's more like theology, rather than a direct experience of God or divine or the goddess, whatever terminology you want. Thinking about it doesn't get you there, okay? It's through feeling the feelings, okay? So although it looks graphic, I want to encourage you to be positive, because a new cycle is beginning for you. Okay, so there's the two cards. Do bear those in mind, because now I'm going to make this bigger so that we can talk about your horoscope. Now, the first thing, I'll talk about this beautiful thing of the minor grand trine here, Mercury in Libra, in your house of hopes and dreams, and also friends, groups and connections. Okay, lots of communications going on. And then Mercury goes into your 12th, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So that's the first leg. Friends and people, connections, contacts. These people can help you, and there's lots of discussions about things that are happening. This is making a sextile to Venus in your sign, Venus in Sagittarius. And Venus is all about beauty, peace, love, affection, fairness, justice, art, and so you might find in these areas that your beliefs are changing, and maybe you want to beautify your life in some way, or you want a more peaceful life. And Sagittarius, of course, is quite a gregarious sort of sign who likes to grow and loves opportunity, and is quite a lucky sign too. And having Venus here brings a beautiful Venusian glow to your life. This is making a sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius in your 3rd house of communications, siblings, maybe cousins or distant family members. It's also your local area, things going on around your home. And there's lots of growth and opportunity there. And Jupiter's quite lucky also. So the combination, of everything, this is quite a lucky influence. It's a beautiful influence. And this is then trining, Jupiter's then trining Mercury up the top here in your 11th. So, yeah, that's something really good. But then on the other hand, we have this T-square, and everybody's sort of going through this thing with Sun, Uranus and Saturn. So we have the sun here in your 12th house, bringing insight and awareness. The sun is in Scorpio. It's at quite a deep level. It's dredging up stuff so that you become aware of what is really going on within you. This is squaring Saturn in Aquarius in your 3rd house of communications. Okay, so it could be delays, limitations, restrictions, structure. On the positive side of that, though, Saturn does love efficiency, and Saturn sort of wants you, perhaps is encouraging you to work a bit more or communicate a bit more, whereas here you probably would rather be on your own and have privacy and solitude. Here, Saturn wants you to be more productive. Okay, so that's a bit of tension there. And then there's a square here providing more tension with Uranus in your 6th house of everyday work and habits and health and well-being. Uranus brings unpredictable, volatile energy into your everyday life. So you might think, if you're working, for example, that you're working shifts on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and you go into work and then you find out it's been changed to Tuesdays and Thursdays, for example. It's just like out of the blue, and that's an opposition back to the sun here. The insight and the awareness that you had is upset. The apple cart is upset by Uranus because it decides it wants to be free. It's rebellious, and it wants you to go out and go water skiing instead of going to work, for example. But it can also be unpredictability in your health or your well-being, or even your personal habits. So you want to go for a walk in the morning and then you can't walk because something happens on your street, for example, and you can't do your walk. It could be something small even, but it does upset your plans, basically. So all of that could be quite stressful. And then you have a lunar eclipse here in your 7th house of significant partnerships, and it's also legalities, and it's also open enemies. So this is perhaps somebody you don't get on well with, and there's some sort of transformation there that happens. So, a bit of an unpredictable type month this month. However, some challenges, but some good things too. So anyway, let's talk about your horoscope in depth now. So the 4th brings a new moon here in your 12th house of the unconscious. Okay, this is new beginnings, new seeds. But again, you need privacy and solitude. Okay, it's a great time for spiritual renewal. You might have Uranus tempting you to go to work and go and do all these things and be active, and that's getting in the way of your spiritual life, perhaps. 4th of November to the 5th of March 2022, Venus in your 2nd house. This is fabulous for your relationship with money. Venus rules over money, okay, and it's like she brings money to you more easily. But the thing is, she also likes to spend money on beautiful things. So you want to make sure that you don't buy frivolously, that you don't buy things that will lose value. But it is a great time to buy art or jewellery or something beautiful that appreciates in value, by all means. 4th of November to the 24th of November, Mercury moves into your 12th house here, bringing up more messages from your subconscious. Okay, maybe you're sitting there and writing in a journal about the things that you're picking up spiritually. 11th to the 14th, Mars conjuncts the Sun. You get a burst of energy, you feel more assertive, and you want to get stuff done. But with that can come impatience and irritability, so do watch that. And if you're dealing with other people on these days, try to sort of compromise on small matters if you can, because they're not having that same amount of Mars kind of energy. So they might not really understand you 100%. So try to compromise, try to accommodate other people. 13th to the 16th, Mars sextiles your MC. Again, more energy and another burst of energy, and other people could help you, especially with your key projects or with work. People in authority respond favourably to your confidence because you're feeling more confident at the moment. 15th to the 18th, Venus trines your MC. It makes you quite sort of friendly. Other people pick up that, you are willing to compromise, and this is likely to benefit your reputation or your public image or your career at the moment. It's a great time to socialise with people that you work with now. And the other thing is you might be more concerned with your appearance at this time. 19th of the month sees a lunar eclipse here in your 7th house. It's a good idea if you have a partner to try and give them more attention now, or because there's some sort of transformation going on and stuff coming up as well. Could be something about your mother also, or the important women in your life. 20th of November to the 21st of December, the sun moves into your sign here. This is likely to bring awareness and insight about your identity, who you are, deep things from below. Now suddenly you have realizations about that, and it's like you could even be recognized. People recognize you for who you are and they follow your lead. You're also likely to feel more confident and vital. Okay, the only thing here is don't forget to listen to other people as well. And it's because you could come out and express yourself quite boldly, and so do listen to other people. 23rd to the 13th of December, Mercury also moves into your sign, and that's when it's really time to speak out. It's a great time to initiate discussions and communications, and things that have been in your mind for some time, finally you come to a sort of decision about them. 28th to the 1st of December, Mars trines Neptune. This is a time where if you can have some relaxation, go on a short break would be good. And you're less ambitious than what you normally are now. But on the positive side, your imagination is likely to be quite stimulated. It's time for activities and entertainment that is exciting. 29th to the 2nd of December, Venus sextiles Neptune. You're likely to be quite receptive to beauty. You want to be surrounded by harmony, peace, kindness and beauty. You could be feeling very gentle and tender towards other people, and maybe you can help somebody out some way, and that'll make you happy if you can. 23rd of November to the 17th of December, Saturn sextiles Chiron. This gives you a greater purpose in your direction, your general life direction. Some of your old ideas and beliefs about your work are likely, to be dealt with. You're likely to get rid of them. Change your mind about something to do with work, especially to do with authority figures. Maybe, you've been quite rebellious in the past and now you come to understand their point of view. It's also a time you might learn different procedures at work as well, and something that seemed impossible to deal with once can now be resolved or healed, which is fabulous. Relationships with parents and elders are likely to be rewarding. Take whatever wisdom they have to offer because it can help you in the long run. 23rd of November to the 17th, Saturn squares Sun. Brings frustrations and trials. You're likely to make a critical decision at the moment, and even though it might be frustrating and you feel restricted or limited, it is a good time for minimizing things and cutting back on things. Okay, so if you look at the situation logically, you'll see some alternatives that you could have overlooked and where you can cut back. Okay, and sometimes, especially with your MC there as well, in that house there, you might be thinking about a new job or a new career. Discard old and useless things, and you're the only one that can decide what is really valuable. But we do have on the 30th of November to the 13th of December, Jupiter sextiling Venus, which is fabulous for personal relationships and friendships. You're sharing your feelings at a very deep level, and you're also more likely to receive helpful suggestions from other people. Business dealings and associations are also benefited at this time, and contracts that are signed are likely to work out very successfully. 19th of November to the 26th of January 2022, Pluto trines the Moon. This brings very great emotional intensity, and you're likely to be able to see through things. Like you sort of have a penetrative type of energy where you can cut right through to the cause of something, so you really see what's going on. You might reveal hidden parts of yourself now, or these are revealed to you by your subconscious. You just become aware more of the general pattern of life and the general pattern of energy, and things that were hidden just suddenly make sense. You have these great realizations about life, death and rebirth. Okay, it's a great time for massage or other body work as well, and you can really grow spiritually under this influence. Okay, it's great for your creativity, and you might also become more interested in the ocean and do things like deep sea diving or other emotionally intense activities. Okay, so that's your horoscope. Now I'm just going to close my eyes and see Savvy Sagittarius. What else? Okay, so there's a door opening right here in front of me. I'm in a dark room. There's a lot of light on the other side. It's me. I'm saying to me, come in. I'm going like this, motioning, come in, come into the light. And yes, so this is about things being revealed. The light is the light of awareness. So suddenly I'm finally going to understand about X, why this has happened. And that'll probably be you towards the end of the month saying, ha, the penny's dropped, I get it. Now I see a shoe and somebody cutting, it's an old leather shoe. It's like somebody from the Great Depression, like in the Dust Bowl of America or something like that, and somebody's cutting the toes of the leather shoe off. And I think shoes like walk in my footsteps or walk in my shoes, and it's like I'm free from that whole energy of the depression. It's like I've inherited that depressive energy from the depression, and now I can take those shoes off and cut them off because it was almost like they were welded onto my feet. This is energy that has been inherited, and it was probably from your grandparents, and they might have had some very trying times back 90 years ago. Wow, so long ago now. It would be great-grandparents, in fact. So this is absolutely huge. You're going to have some big revelations about this, I feel. So that's pretty exciting, I reckon. And you can finally put those things away and be done with them. Okay. Well, thanks for watching Savvy Sagittarius. I hope this is helpful for you. Leave a comment or a like. I'd appreciate that. Or share on your socials. That would be fabulous. Thank you so much. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit the notification bell right now. Have a wonderful month, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.